The chip giant Advanced Micro Devices has been one of the stock market's worst losers so far this year, with its shares having dropped by more than 60% from their all-time high. This puts Advanced Micro Devices in the company of other companies that have been among the worst losers so far this year. The company's fundamentals continue to be rock strong, in spite of the performance of its stock, and there are many long-term catalysts that are now in play. As a direct consequence of this, we have an optimistic view about AMD stock. In this video, we'll talk about AMD. Should you invest? However, before you begin viewing this video, make sure that you have subscribed to our channel so that you do not overlook any of the other movies that we upload. It has been expanding at a breakneck speed over the course of the last few years. From a quarterly average of $2 billion in 2019, revenues have skyrocketed to more than $6 billion in the second quarter of 2022. In addition, it has achieved remarkable results for the previous quarter, easily surpassing the estimates of industry professionals. Additionally, its earnings per share have increased from a negative figure the year prior to $2.79 in the most recent fiscal year. Gains in market share have also been realized by Advanced Micro Devices in the client and server processing markets, as well as in niche markets such as gaming consoles. In addition, shareholders have benefited from both the top and bottom line expansion that AMD has achieved over the course of the past 5 years. In spite of some bumps along the way, the company's preliminary results continue to show that it is significantly outperforming its benchmarks. The consistently impressive performance of AMD, as well as their expanding market share. Gains in market share for AMD are helping to offset a general downward trend in the personal computer industry. They were successful in purchasing an additional 8% of their central processing unit, CPU, from their competitor Intel, bringing the overall percentage to 31%. This is demonstrated by the impressive financial performance that the company displayed during the second quarter, which included an increase in revenues of 70% and an increase in earnings per share of 67%. A lot of businesses have cut back on the amount of money they put toward purchasing new hardware. Despite this, AMD's client division saw a 25% increase in revenue during the second quarter compared to the same time period in the prior year. In addition, the company's embedded business experienced significant expansion, and the company's data center operations saw a staggering increase of 83% in their growth. In addition, the company is now selling more chipsets and processors that have improved performance, despite the headwinds that are currently being experienced in the market. Additionally, the company's acquisition of other businesses, such as Xilinx, has made a significant contribution to the expansion of its customer base and revenue base. Additionally, the performance of Ryzen's central processing units, CPUs, is significantly superior to that of Intel's current chips, and customers who switch from older models to Ryzen can save up to $100 in the process. If you think this video contains useful information, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Let us go back to the place we were before. Chip manufacturers have struggled to keep up with demand, but there are signs that these production issues may be alleviated over time as a result of increased inventory levels across all sectors. Because of the explosive growth of these two subsectors, AMD was able to secure a significant market share in the data center and personal computer industries. Despite the macroeconomic environment's near-term difficulties, the company should maintain its strong performance. Furthermore, the acquisition of Xilinx will aid AMD's growth in areas such as artificial intelligence and edge computing. This paves the way for long-term success. AMD displays outstanding gaming performance. The wording is a little different, but the wording is similar. Despite a fall in graphics card sales, the company's gaming division climbed 32% year-on-year, hitting $1.7 billion in the second quarter. AMD's collaboration with Sony and Microsoft might pave the way for tremendous long-term growth in only 5 years. For example, the PlayStation 5 is predicted to sell 67 million units by 2024, up from 17.9 million last year. Meanwhile, the Xbox Series X may sell 37 million more units this year than last. Analysts predict that AMD's profits will increase by 27% during the next 5 years. Furthermore, it recorded $1.04 billion in cash at the conclusion of the second quarter, and investors should take advantage of this before the stock price recovers. What is a reasonable price for AMD stock? Turning to Wall Street, AMD stock has a moderate by average recommendation based on 20 buys, 7 holds, and 1 sell awarded in the previous 3 months. The average AMD price forecast is $97.86, representing a 72.2% increase in value. Analysts have set price estimates ranging from $65 per share to $200 per share. Investors in AMD stock really need to think about the long term. The outlook for AMD over the long run is really encouraging. Its stock has recently taken a battering and would be an outstanding buy at the levels that are now being offered. However, in order for investors to reap the benefits of the stock over the long run, they must be ready to ride through the short-term volatility of the stock. Changes in consumer buying patterns, a drop in demand for personal computers as a result of an oversupply of chips on the market, and issues with the supply chain have all had a significant impact on the industry. Despite this, investors should not let a short-term drop distract them from the bigger picture of what is happening over the long run. Since Fortune Business Insights anticipates that the semiconductor sector will see a compound annual growth rate of 12% through 2029, it should not come as a surprise that its most recent data are comparable to those that we have observed. In point of fact, a forthcoming secular bull market in data centers and other industries ought to enhance AMD's position much more than it now does. As a result, it would seem that the company is set up for sustained success. The present value of the company is far more tempting to investors than it was at earlier levels. Only 3.9 times forward sales are used in trading, which is nearly 35% lower than its 5-year average. In light of the current state of the market, I anticipate a further decrease in the value of the stock. However, considering the price at which it is being provided right now, it is a very appealing option for investment capital. That is all I have time for today. Please make sure to subscribe to our channel before you leave. We will talk to you again in the next video.